Have you ever wondered what Southeast Calgary, the Quadrant, is all about? This video is a part of my 8-video series of touring Calgary. I will virtually go through every single quadrant in the city and share my insight with you. Hi, my name is Adam Fife, and I create content that will help educate you and the people you know about Calgary real estate. Please consider subscribing and browsing the channel to find other relatable topics to help you out now or later in life. So let's get into it. So here's the community map for 2022, and where we're going to concentrate in today's video is the bottom right-hand corner, or the yellow area, which is Southeast Calgary. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this one step further and outline this on Google Maps. So how this is going to work is I'm going to actually zoom in right here and start right at the top here of Glenmore Trail. So on Glenmore Trail, we actually go up north over Fish Creek Park, and then we go down through Ogden, because that is technically considered Southeast Calgary. So then we go all the way over Glenmore Trail, out quite a bit, because if you actually look at the community map here, you can tell that there's some new communities that are going to be developed, but they have not been developed yet, and they are on the outside of the ring road. So we go all the way out of the ring road, and then we could shoot all the way down. And we pretty much go all the way down to here, because again, if we're just kind of comparing to the map here, you can see that it does go all the way down here below Seton, below Mahogany. So we're kind of over here. We're going to go all the way down. Actually, probably more over like right here. We'll go all the way down, all the way over to Deerfoot. Then we shoot all the way over to the Bow River. And then from here, it's pretty easy. We just follow the river all the way up here through Fish Creek Park, all the way back up to Glenmore Trail. And that right there, folks, is Southeast Calgary. So I'm going to start off with the pros of the quadrant and end with some of those cons. So the very first pro that I'm going to bring up today is how, for the most part, Southeast is pretty new. If you're looking for a newer home in a newer area, then the Southeast should be in some consideration for you. If you consider places like Seton, Cranston, Auburn Bay, and Mahogany, all of these are fairly new. The amenities are new, the roadways are new, there's just a lot of newness down here. Now there still are some older homes in the earlier 2000 era, as well as Riverbend, Ogden. They do have some older homes with some bigger lots up here as well. But for the most part, for a lot of investors, for a lot of people that are looking for that kind of that new product, going deep southeast is definitely going to be in a high priority for you. Now, one of the reasons why this community has blown up so much is that the hospital, South Health Campus, is down here. This is Calgary's newest hospital, and there are just a lot of things going on down here. What they're trying to do with the southeast is turn it into a little downtown district, basically putting a lot of amenities and a lot of different things to do down here. So Google Maps right now is not overly updated in my opinion. When you go down here, you can tell it's a lot more fixed up than this. There's a lot of construction that's already done. But if you actually zoom in, you can see that there are a lot of shops here that might not show up, but there are things to do down here already in 2022. So with that being said, we do also have 130th right here. So this is actually another street full of amenities for different activities, different things to do, different shopping centers, stuff like that. So this is actually one of the most popular areas right now for Southeast Calgary, as a lot of people do come up here and actually buy their goods. So one of the most popular things about Southeast Calgary is just how many lakes there are. If you're looking to be near the water, kind of enjoy that lake life, you want to get out on a boat, just sit by the beach, anything like that, Southeast Calgary's got you covered. I'll lay some photos up right here about Mahogany, and this little beach here is absolutely beautiful. Auburn Bay as well as Mackenzie Lake also have some really nice beaches for the summertime, so if you are looking for that beach life, these three communities should be of consideration for you. Just like most quadrants in the city as well, there are a lot of green spaces around here. There are a lot of parks, there's a lot of paths, there's a driving range, there's a golf course, and there's Fish Creek Park. So if you're looking to just get outside and enjoy some of the nature, maybe enjoy some golf, just enjoy those outdoor activities, Southeast Calgary does have you covered. It is right on the edge of the city, so there are a lot of activities to do outside of the city. So this is a really nice place to just kind of go out there and enjoy some of those things. Another thing that I do want to bring up about Southeast Calgary and the southern portion of the Bow River is it's actually world renowned for its trout fishing. There are a lot of fly fishermen that come out here and fish the Bow because there are trophy-sized rainbows and brown trout. Now, I personally haven't fished the Bow that much, but I continuously hear about people speaking praise about just how great the fish is here, so I guess I need to buy a fishing rod. Now, another thing that I do want to point out about Southeast Calgary is just how straightforward the roadways are. You can see here that it is pretty straightforward. If you need to go west, if you need to go north, or if you need to go northwest, these streets right here are very nicely laid out for the southeast. It makes it very simple. One other thing I do want to point out about the southeast before we get into the cons is just how great the views are. I would strongly recommend just going down here like deep southeast, trying to find something that's a little bit more elevated, because you get some amazing views of the river, of the prairies, and of the mountains in the distance there. All right, so those things were all pretty good, but how about some of those cons? Now, let's remember that this is only a personal opinion. It wouldn't be a very good overview unless I shared some of those cons about Southeast Calgary. If you feel like I've missed something, please comment below, as I do value your opinion. And one of the very first things that I am going to touch on, because I feel like I struggle with this every time I come down here, is bottlenecks. And I'm just going to use Mahogany as an example, but Auburn Bay, Cranston, Seton not so bad, but a couple of these areas do struggle with that. So Mahogany is a prime example. Right now, mahogany, it will get fixed in time, but right now, mahogany does struggle with bottlenecking, and mainly in these two intersections here. So you can see that this is a very big community, and all of these people have to leave Mahogany Gate Southeast. And this does get quite hectic on the weekends or on days of big events in Calgary. I do notice the same thing in Cranston and Auburn Bay. Now, they're not as bad, as Auburn Bay does have quite a few more exits, but people that are living in kind of this half here, they all need to go off Auburn Bay Drive. So I have noticed quite a bit of bottlenecking here. I do think that it's going to get fixed in time, but it is definitely something to consider, especially if you're looking at these very nice houses in Mahogany. So on the topic of Mahogany, I do notice that they have this weird feeling of tightness. I feel like there's a lot of houses that are very close together. Beautiful homes, brand new amenities, just super close. Now, that's a personal opinion for me that I don't like that. Some people don't care, some people don't mind, but for myself, I don't know if I would want to be in somewhere that it just feels so tight. If you drive down this street here, Mahogany Boulevard, you do get this sense that everything is just kind of in there together with you. Now, again, personal preference, not a big fan of it. They do have some very nice amenities, and they crammed a lot of people in there, but it just seems pretty tight for me. One other quarrel that I do have with Southeast is they don't have any direct transit yet. Now, they do have the Green Line, which I will pop up here, that has started phase 1 construction, but I'm just not sure when it's going to actually get down to Southeast. They've been approved for a lot of funding. There is supposed to be a train line that comes down here, which is amazing for Seton and this hospital, but I just don't know when that's going to happen. I do follow a lot of forums and some pages from Calgary. There just isn't black and white when they expect to have it done, or at least nothing that I've seen. One thing for me that really turns me off with Southeast, and maybe not for everyone, but for myself, is just how far away it is from downtown Calgary, as well as the mountains. So if we actually look at the map here, from about this area here to Canmore, it's only about 40 minutes. So from this drive, because you're going about 110, 120, you're going to be flying all the way down this highway to Canmore, get there about 45, 50 minutes, let's be honest. When you actually go from Seton, Mahogany, Cranston, and you drive up to this area here, it usually takes about 35 to 40 minutes by the time you go through all the traffic and get up here. Now, once this highway here is complete, that will help a little bit with time because you don't have to get stuck by traffic in Sarcee Trail here, but it does add on quite a bit of time if you are going to Banff, Lake Louise, anywhere in the mountains, Kananaskis. So just the sheer distance away from a lot of those outdoor activities, for me, is a negative thing. Now, it doesn't matter to anyone, but for someone like myself who actually goes out and enjoys these things, it would add on an additional hour, 2 hours to my trip every time. Now, again, one other con that I do have with Southeast, not for everyone, and they don't mind, but it's just how much industrial is down here. Now, depending on what you do for work and what your commute is, the industrial area could be a bonus for you because you can shoot straight up and down these streets here and get to work very easily. But having an industrial area does somewhat bring down the value of your home. Now, it doesn't drastically bring down the value of your home, but depending on what your view is, what you're looking over, maybe some smells, maybe how close you are, it can potentially bring your home value down compared to somewhere in the Southwest or even just deep Southeast. One other con that I will bring up, and that's with the Calgary landfill. Now, I actually used to live in Copperfield myself, and one thing that I did notice with the landfill is when the wind blows in that perfect direction, you can get a really funny smell down here. Now, it doesn't happen very often. I would have to say maybe 15 to 20 days of the year, but it's unfortunate because a beautiful place like 130th, if you're out on a summer day and you're just in a very good mood and you're wanting to go out for a patio beer somewhere in this area, if that smell does come about, it does kind of turn you off a little bit and throw you off. Now, people in Mackenzie Lake, New Brighton, Copperfield, it's good to know. It doesn't happen very often, but it is good to know because at the end of the day, if you are going to live somewhere here and you do enjoy being in your backyard a lot, you wouldn't want to be consistently smelling that smell to turn you off. Now, this shouldn't completely turn you off of the community, but it is definitely something that you want to know. I would talk to some locals. I would reach out to some people there and ask more detailed questions about what they have to say about that smell. But for me, it was noticeable enough that I kind of shifted my gearing and I actually left the Southeast area because I was living in this area here. So that's it, folks. That's my overview of Southeast Calgary. If I missed anything, please let me know in the comments, as I would like to continue to do this year over year as Calgary continues to grow and I get more comfortable doing this type of thing. Don't forget to check out my channel, as I do create other forms of informative content that will teach you all about Calgary real estate. So until next time, peace.